maybe with the very, very slow interwebs. What does this say? It says maybe I'm live. It's giving me trouble. I don't know. I don't know if you guys can see me out there. Okay, it's like it says it's live, but we have been having extreme problems with internet gremlins for the last
it's not
over a week now. So, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the next episode of FAE News. I'm so sorry that we missed you last week. Aforementioned internet gremlins are the reason why, and they are still giving us trouble. And we are looking at getting the gremlin exterminator and a new connection to the worldwide
don't
spider.
Exterminate me.
Just the internet gremlins, not
so
the
I'm
real
your host,
gremlins.
Baron Gunther Hammerhands and famous Dana the Boggin.
Yay!
Am I actually here?
Yes, we can see you.
I keep falling off. It feels like I keep falling offline every 5 seconds.
It's being wonky. It just showed that over here too, and we're just gonna have to handle it. So
it needs a really
I'm super
big
sorry
line.
about that. We are in the process of getting that fixed.
Because he's a troll, it needs a really wide
we needs a whole new. Yes, that's right. Troll interocitors are much larger and therefore need an internet connection. Like, yes. So
we need something bigger than the itsy bitsy spider web. We need a kind of a big spider web.
Yeah, need a hustle.
Hey, thanks guys for the compliment.
Dave sings that really well on the show.
Sorry. I'm talking to our loyal viewers. I love you guys so much for being out there.
You don't.
People are watching.
That's right. Morbid. I have viewers. I'm not sure what you have.
Well,
wow.
I'm running a little late. I'm changing into my birthday suit.
Well, okay then. Yes.
Frank
and
I'm kind of cracking up that basically the unseelie contingent out there are like, hey, we love your purple. That's like the Sith telling, any one of the Sith Lords, Darth Vader, cool black, bro. Very, very slimming.
It is though.
That's true. It is.
I will still be listening, but I'm going to mute my end for a moment, and I will listen and observe. And birthday suit. 1 second.
Oh my gosh! Did you guys hear that? Count Morbid's gonna listen to me. That's amazing. I'm trying to understand what I'm learning tonight. So what I'm learning is that if Count Morbid has no clothes on, then his predilection is to listen.
So what you're saying he's so pretty, he's distracted by his own clothing.
I don't even actually know where this conversation is going, but it seems like that where it's headed is that
just down, man, just down.
The next time I want to give Count Morbid commands, I need to make sure he's clothless, and you all can take that as you will.
I just want to ask if his birthday suit is pinstriped.
That's
there's after in the background.
Right? Does he have to iron it?
Oh man!
Dana, I almost shot Kool-Aid through my nose.
You're drinking Kool-Aid? We don't have Kool-Aid. What are you talking about?
The water flavoring.
He's drinking the Kool-Aid.
He's got that water and he puts that flavor stuff, so he calls everything Kool-Aid, whether it's actually Kool-Aid or not.
Okay, you're not supposed to snort the crystals. You're supposed to.
That's right.
Let them dissolve.
It's been a rough week. He might be confused at this point. We see.
It's been a
half
rough 2
clothed
weeks.
Morbid there in the background. You know we can see you in your own closet, right? You know that. Maybe he doesn't know that.
Yes. That's why I made sure I had pants on before I went into the closet.
But we saw you come out of the closet, Count Morbid.
And yes, I do in fact have to iron my birthday suit because it's wrinkly.
I'm just saying, I'm very disappointed in you. There's not enough skeletons in your closet to warrant a sewer.
Oh my God! The straws from Burgerville are freaking huge. Probably because they're made out of recyclable, non-plastic. But it's a very large straw. If you're into that kind of thing.
And it's striped.
That's what she said.
Yeah, but I think it's basically cardboard. I mean, basically, this is not going to survive very long.
Hello, Keegan. I think he might be a new person that we've seen. What? Do you know this person?
Yes,
do you know this person, Music Box Berry?
Yes.
Aha!
He is one of my co-streamers at the AFK named Toasty.
Co-streamer
Toasty.
sounds.
Oh,
whoop, shoot! Did I just hang up? Damn it!
You did. Hold on.
Sort of.
he turned his video off.
Okay.
Ah! Woo!
Woo!
And I was gonna say,
man.
my face is not the best it's ever been. Was in a tiny bit of a hurry. I made a quick visit to the former Duchess Poppy and her household and Padawans and gremlins. And
Are you rubbing it in, Count Morbid?
What?
Are you rubbing it in?
A little bit.
The Duchess formerly known as?
I'm simply being accurate. I think she has plots. I think she has plots on how to win back her duchy. But mostly I showed up at her house briefly in order to supply nets and Nerf weapons to her spawn. Somebody got shot in the ear.
The Dread Pirate Nanner.
Yes, the Dread Pirate. Somebody got shot in the ear. There was crying.
Oh, it sounds like my house.
Oh, I'm sorry
By the way,
that child did that to you, Count Morbid. You don't need to cry, though.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I was also late because I had to lug this. I had to lug this thing up the stairs. When did you want me to eat this? And I meant to ask you if you received a thing. I forgot to ask if.
I am always one for unboxing.
Okay. Did you already open
as
your
you
thing?
have a box there, and you seem to be what thing? That thing. Yeah, I did like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But remember, we had no show. Anyway, we had no show last week because interwebs.
Yes. No, but in theory, I sent you a small cube. I hope it arrived. The box. I sent it the same day as the last time we actually had a show, so. Oh my God, I don't know how to open boxes.
Is it small? Oh, well, do I have to embiggen you first? I'm going to embiggen you. Here you go. Ready?
Oh, I really wish my makeup looked better because I basically just ran into the lipstick and back.
I was going to ask if that was your intent.
I also, well, yes, I'm a bit sloppy in birthday. Oh my God.
It's your birthday?
Who wrapped?
He meant in the suit.
Oh.
Don't take your eye out with that thing.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, or do, whichever.
Point needs to go towards the other person. No, I sent you a small cube.
I got one from you, and I opened it, and then I sent that one. And if you sent a different one, then I don't know about it, and it's possible that if it's small enough to go into a little.
Was there a skull?
Was there a skull?
Basically, I had
Where did
to
I
ask
put
you.
it?
Well, this has the stuff that me and Molly both got you, I think.
What is that?
Is that a rubber ball?
I mean, yeah.
Oh,
but
that might.
You got me bits.
I did. Yeah, that was. I put those into my hand. Each one picked out specifically for you.
Okay. There's a small black. Oh.
Ooh, I like that.
Small black. Oh.
See, there's skulls.
Yep. Okay. There's a letter. There's your skull box that you wanted. Oh, I won this? I didn't know I won this.
Well, I mean, you did know, but you forgot because you had to bid on it.
Did I?
It's been a minute.
That was
Yes.
very smart of me. Okay. Oh shoot! As I think I opened up this paper the wrong way. Because
Oh my
I think I accidentally tore the letter into pieces.
I mean, I guess it's sort of the physical representation of how you normally listen to me as well.
Yeah, it's like a.
How can you mess it up? I learned how to do that when I was in like
I'll read
the
it later.
5th year of youngling school. Okay, I mean, how do you not?
Gunther found this for you at Yule, so we bought it. It needs a little repair, but I hope it works for you. FPL. Okay.
Throw it away.
There we go.
No, make it bigger.
God, if I had a nickel.
No.
So apparently I will listen to Fairy Princess Lolly as long as I'm in my birthday suit. I will obey her commands as long as I'm not wearing anything. And she orders and she makes an order. She orders to make it bigger. So by the way, I can't help but notice. First off, thank you. This is delightful.
You're welcome.
You know, the box is lovely. There's something in here. Oh, apparently there's another note that I can rip up by accident. I didn't know there'd have to be reading.
She likes to
But
talk and
fortunately, you're
write.
very good at that.
Dear Count Morbid, bunch of words. I'll read that later. So you mailed me.
Lies.
But notice, so this very large box, you know, and it had many things in it. At no point did it occur to somebody to put my nice leather horned crown in there. Then
I told you that's being held for ransom, man.
Have you checked inside the box yet?
yes, I've checked inside. Unless you wrapped it up in this, in which case I'll be very annoyed, and also somehow turned it stiff and metallic.
But what are we talking about?
I don't know. It's. I'm in my birthday suit. This is stiff. You told me to make it bigger. I don't know what's happening.
Oh my.
Fairy Princess Lolly, is that one box that we were talking about?
Yeah, I think this is called the Impaler, or that's Vlad the Impaler. It looks like.
Well, it is. It's Vlad.
Oh, great!
Vlad Tepish, but that came from my trip to Romania from Bran Castle, and it is a bottle of, I think, blueberry flavored, but I'm not sure. Plinka. So, in other words, Romanian alcoholic jet fuel.
That's disgusting.
You know, I happen to have a blueberry shake from Burgerville.
And now you can make it like a jet fuel blueberry shake. Just combine those two. But the bottles are so cool. And I thought you would like it.
Enclosed herein. Yes, it's a very lovely bottle. Words. Yes. So,
okay,
so you sent me an enchanted box.
Yes, what magic powers does your box have?
What's inside the box?
Is that the other letter?
Box fairy.
No, I still don't like that.
Which one? Oh, I don't. It's probably on one of these torn up pieces of paper. I'm not sure. Is it? Apparently, I can put things in the box.
Yes, you can.
Okay, yeah, I'm like, well,
I'll read that later.
So I accidentally put your horn in
Not
that box.
only can you put things in the box, but it was Gunther's idea
I have to
that
go what?
other
I have to
people
go wash
would be
my
able to put
hands.
things in the box too.
So it doesn't look big, but apparently there's a surprising amount of room in the box, is what you're saying.
I mean, I'm just saying multiple
box is
people
the
put
TARDIS.
things in the box at the same time, even.
Like mine.
Okay.
It's a very accommodating box.
Hey, you know what? What he doesn't know is I actually put the horns in the box. Now, whether or not he can get them out is something else entirely.
Why are my glasses?
Oh, I
pay
have
extra
nothing
for
to
that.
drink. What? This is so sad.
I'll work on it.
Morbid, Toasty has now equipped his pop hat as well. So +3 to your snazzy skill.
I'm not even sure what that was.
Which one's Toasty?
Keegan in the Facebook chat.
I got one too on here.
Yes.
And he's rubbing his pop hat.
Everybody,
Okay.
basically, everybody has some kind of a top hat except for you and I, Trishie.
Yep.
Well,
Do you want a top hat?
I could.
I have
Okay.
I have
I
no
guess-
place for a top hat right now.
Top
Did you-
I
Did
did acquire
Hey,
several
did you have
top
to-
hats,
Be nice.
but I don't
Did
think
you have
I
to make
can
it bigger?
still have them.
Oh.
I have chef hats.
Well, they're still more of a top hat than I wear.
Okay.
I gotta keep my hair out of my food.
Thank you. Also, why is there a random plastic?
What the?
I'm gonna go with that came off of the Yule tree, and somehow a cat got it into that box, and I didn't notice.
Ugh.
And you
Excuse
still
whoever.
haven't looked at your other box. Good
What
job.
other box?
It's a box. You got a box in your box.
Oh yeah, that's true. You have a box in the box.
What on earth are you talking about? Because there's the
It has
skull
a really
box.
cool skull on the side of it.
Yeah, the skull
I-
box.
I opened
Open.
it. What on earth are you talking about?
Is there not a thing in the box?
There,
Yes.
No, there's a couple of notes. It just says, this is a box. So I have no idea what on earth you're talking about. There were 2 pieces of paper and another piece of paper, and then that's all that's in the box. So unless there's another box that's not in the box, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know what Dana's talking about.
Dana, what are you talking about?
Was there supposed to be something else in that box, Dana?
Because there was the
Dana-
top hat, there was the skull box.
What
and
did you
you're
do?
really confusing me. You're really confusing me because there's the hat,
Well,
the Vlad Impalis, and the skull box. Which there were 2 little notes that are hard to read in the dark, and otherwise I have no idea what you're talking about.
I myself am unawares of.
Maybe
This
it
whole
magically
thing.
disappeared.
Well, when he got the box at auction, he got that here on this channel when we did an auction just prior to the Dumb Supper, and there was nothing in the box at the time. So now I'm not sure if there was supposed to be something in that box, and if there was, I don't know what it was. Maybe he already got it?
When it was auctioned, there was nothing in the box that was supposed to come with the box. I thought something was put in the box when you were sending it to him.
Like his horns?
This is apparently news to everyone else.
Except for that
I do
person right
not-
there.
I do not have possession of the horns. Gunther has possession of the
Yes.
horns, and
I
Gunther did not
kind
tell
of-
me that anything was supposed to go in the box.
Yes,
It's because
sort of
Gunther's
rather-
hoarding horns.
Yes, apparently no one gets horns but Gunther, but I sort of would have liked those back. Anyway, I'm going to mute for a moment because I'm going to make food noises. And we'll occasionally
Shifty looks
unmute
are
myself.
shifty.
Guys,
I will unmute myself as needed. Okay.
So it has been a very busy last couple of weeks, as you guys out there in our audience land all know. And the craziness with just the interwebs has thrown huge hurdles into what we're doing. But another one of the things that has taken up, aside from the fact that Fairy Blossom is going to be in 3 weeks, and so we have just been doing all kinds of stuff in the bofferings and the plannings and whatnot goes along with that. We have also been on a very serious hunt to find a place to land with Dreamhaven. And we shared with you, I think the last time we took a look at a property, which was a few weeks ago. And then Gunther and I just went on Monday to go look at 2 more. One of them we kind of ruled out. Yes, that's it. Yesterday.
I was confused.
It feels like yesterday was Monday. You know, isn't everything all about feelings now? Whatever you're feeling, say yesterday was Monday because it felt like Monday.
Like Monday. Never.
I kept thinking yesterday was Sunday.
Ion's gonna have an aneurysm over there, I think. So
Hold on.
that said, along with a bunch of other things, we do not have a vendor interview tonight, but I wanted to share with you guys who are following our adventure to find property in the human realm upon which we can then establish regular events. I wanted to share with you what we took a look at on Monday, right day, 2 days ago. And it's hopefully very promising. We really, really liked it. So we are going to try to move to the next step on this. And so everybody keep your fingers crossed for us. So I'm going to pull it up here. I'm going to put on the share screen. And we will look at this with you guys. We took all kinds of pictures, but I could share those one by one, but nobody wants to see that.
I had a really loud sneeze there, so sorry.
I did not hear you sneeze.
I managed to mute it before I went bleh all over all the place, and now I feel that overwhelming need for hand sanitizer.
So this is the place that we were looking at, and it looks kind of like this little house, kind of a Rambler style house. It's on 10 acres that you can't see because kind of back in here, it sort of goes down one ledge of a hill, and then there's kind of it plateaus, and then it goes down again into a huge open valley area. And I'll get to that here in a minute. I kind of wanted to, so it's a little bit out of our price range, but we think we're going to try for it anyway. And this is in PL, Washington, like the letters PL, which is apparently one. So this is the living room area. What?
I said Orcalo.
This is the. Oh yes. Well, so this is the front porch area, and the front porch area looks straight across the street at basically a large barn and a field where horses would be kept, horses or cattle. But I don't think that it belongs to the neighbors, but I don't think that the neighbors actually have anything they keep in that barn. So it's just kind of a big, open, cool, grassy field. Their house is actually far enough away to not even be in sight. So we don't have to really worry about that. The neighbors also own the piece of land that's directly adjacent to this piece of land in the valley. So
there's a lot more furniture in these pictures.
What?
There's a lot more furniture in these pictures.
Oh, I know. I know. When we were there was almost no furniture at all. Although this right here, looking through in this room, I wish we could zoom in right here, because this room when we were there was completely packed with stuff, but it's basically glass wall all the way around. It's kind of like a solarium. And then through that solarium room, which was in addition to the house, it goes onto the back porch. So this is the kitchen.
Oh God, I love that kitchen.
Yeah, no, it has some good room in it. And then the refrigerator, the oven over here. This is the little dining room.
Mother of 7 totally need that kitchen.
I'm wondering though if I I really kind of want to show people some of the pictures that we took from looking down into the valley, and I don't have any of those pulled up. This is one of the bedrooms, although now I don't know which one because this has furniture in it, and none of them had furniture when we looked at it.
That one is the one in the big one. That's the master bedroom, right next to the bathroom.
And so this bathroom here, all of this countertop is new. These cupboards are all new. The gentleman who owns the house works for Home Depot, and so he has been working on it in various different places all over the place. And like all of this is very new shower heads, new tiles. It, you know, quite nice in several places where he's upgraded it. Another one of the rooms. Oh, this must have belonged to the little girl that had the Johnny jump up. And okay, so this is the basement. Now this is one of the things, this was a surprise discovery for us. We didn't actually know this was here when we went to see it. But if you go into the garage and you walk, which is huge, by the way, and you walk through the garage towards the back of it, there's like a back door. And if you sort of turn left to the back door, you discover that there's actually a long hall that goes down a ramp incline a long way. It has to be at least 30 feet. It's very long, maybe like 25, 30 feet. And you just descend downward to a door that looks like it should have belonged to an old office building with that weird 1970s-ish glass that you can't really see through. And so we all go down this dark cement hallway, and we're approaching this basement door that I have to elbow. Oh, okay, I'll pull it up in a minute. I had to elbow it open.
This looks like a great murder room. This looks like a fantastic murder room.
You have a function.
This place is so big down here. And by the way, like you can see all of this stuff. Most of this has been covered. If I recall, when we were down there, most of this ceiling is now covered. And that TV isn't there. That heavy bag was upstairs, laying in the garage. It's not there anymore. I want to say that it was also slightly more finished than maybe what we see in this picture. Whatever the case, though, it's insulated, it's dry. And you can see right here where my mouse is, that is a pool table. And
this is only half of it that you see.
Yeah, so this is half of this basement room. And so we kind of found ourselves down here, in Freddy Krueger land in this creepy basement. Yeah, so here it is. So here's the pool table. There was a ping pong table on the wall. That was actually there. And, you can see this shelving. And this goes all the way around here, all around the backside of this brick, and then comes back out here where the mouse is. And right here, you can see the door that goes back up the ramp. Here, though, is a furnace. And by furnace, I mean it's got one of those old latches on it that you turn the latch and lift up the door, and it's like you would shovel coal into it or something. That's why I'm like, it's the Freddy Krueger basement or something crazy like that. Because that's it was.
There was
pretty
nothing about that basement that even strikes me remotely as Freddy Krueger. I don't know why you keep saying that.
Just the furnace in the basement. That's all.
Every furnace ever.
But everything else about this was awesome, and not only that, it has.
He's not the only person to throw people in a furnace,
Hey, what are you saying? I don't know if I like the implications here. So up the ramp though, and it comes out the back side of the house, which is what we are looking at here. And this tiny little yellow door right here, this is actually where that ramp would come out to on the outside. Yeah, yes. But we couldn't get that door open, so I just left it. And there's the door again. This is the back patio. And this is way in the corner of the yard. So this tree right here is actually kind of a tree line that comes down the side of the yard here and then sort of swings back and around. These are some fruit trees, which in this picture they were all nice and starting to bloom while we were out there. And you can see this is where that sunroom is. It's quite large.
Oh, that's amazing.
So
Stupid
one of the things that you absolutely don't see And so Gunther, you said you sent these pictures, right? Where did you send them to?
I'm sending you the grounds pictures now. I got essentially one of the basement. I just need
Yes,
to get
somewhere to dispose of bodies. Exactly.
Yes, so I really want to show you guys the grounds, because the grounds were one of the things that was so cool. Well, not to mention that it's also walking distance from downtown, whatever that means, PL, which is like one strip of street. Yeah, a sneeze. Like, achoo, oh, we're through town. Which is great though, because after we went to a property a little while ago, I think it was the one in Morton. And Morton is this tiny little town too. And after that, I got this idea in my head that really what I thought would be an awesome thing to do is to find one of these small towns with a property very nearby that we could produce our events on for FAE Productions, and then slowly start to put businesses in all of these boarded up, closed little things, and basically make the FAE version of Leavenworth in some small town, FAE version of Diagon Alley, that kind of a thing. So that idea latched itself in my head, and now I'm just convinced that we need to slowly get everybody to converge in one spot and start putting all of our businesses into these little places, and it will be amazing. I mean, in 10 years, we would have an enchanted town, a whole town. It would be awesome. I'm very excited for this idea. So I just want you guys to know that if you want to help us out with this idea, you can super chat us at any time, and that money will go to minus 30% that YouTube takes. Will go directly to making this thing happen, because it is actually slightly above our price. But we're gonna go for it anyway. We're gonna try, and so we're trying to pull every string and all the stops.
It's on your Book of Faces.
So where did you put these, Gunther?
I sent them to your Book of Faces.
There we are. Okay. It's gonna take these a minute to open, so I don't want to just sit around. I mean, feel free to talk, you guys, because.
So one thing I didn't really show a whole lot of is how big the garage is. Oh man, it's a 2-car garage, but it has like a complete workshop in it.
Yeah, it does. All around the perimeter, there's like wood benches and. Oh, here we've got this video. So I've got one of your videos. This is good. Okay, I got that open. So
that's just me panning around talking smack to Famous Dana.
Well, I'll put it on mute.
Yeah, you don't even hear my commentary about where we can bury the bodies. Okay, it's not a thing that no one hears.
Okay, so
I don't understand why you guys are fascinated with burying the bodies. I'm a cook.
Because I don't want to eat humans.
So did she just go Sweeney Todd on us?
And besides all that, it's just like it in Curse of Strahd. You're just like, we just get some hags to make some baby cakes.
Oh, that's your friend just said the coolest thing. Instead of Diagon Alley, have it be called Sideways.
Sideways? Yes.
I love that.
I love you.
That is amazing. That was you just hang on to that, because that may become relevant when here in the future. You guys will have to remind me.
Spelling ways the normal way you spell it, like curds way, you know.
Okay, so let me see if I can get this. Yeah, WEIGH.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
They don't give away what Famous Dana is doing to all the bodies.
That's not actually the way as in curds and whey. That's the way as in weight.
How much you weigh?
Yeah.
It's WHEY as in curds and whey. So here we go. This is let me see if I can make this bigger. I don't know if I can. Oh, I can. This is what just a pan here of that Gunther took. We're at this point we were beyond the boundary of the backyard a little bit, But
about 15 feet from the back fence.
yeah, from the back fence. But this is all still and this goes down, by the way, once it, I guess, starts playing here, because it looks like it's not playing again. Here we go. So once, oh, come on.
Do the thing.
Where is it?
It's right here.
I'm trying. I don't
Yeah,
see the play button. I don't even know where the play button went.
Is this when you guys all spontaneously started singing at the same
No,
time?
that was not. I didn't censor that one.
Okay.
I don't know where the, okay. I'm super frustrated now. I'm sorry. I'm going to try it again because I had it and then it went away.
She's a cape.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying. Okay, here we go. Let's just try this again. Okay. Here we go. Okay. So can you guys see it now? Okay, gonna restart it. Okay. Play.
Around for a second. It wasn't very long.
Yes. Okay. Okay. So this, where he's standing right here, this is where he was saying about 50 feet behind the actual fence line of the backyard. And it's about to pan up, and everything you're looking down on is part of this huge valley. And you'll see a tree line on the far side of the valley, and just into that tree line a little bit, and then beyond it is where the river runs, and this property banks on that river. Actually, it has land on both sides of the river. We don't see the river because there are trees in the way, but there is a river there with a little beach. So here, so this tree line here is all the way across this huge valley field, and then the river is beyond this back tree line where you see my mouse moving. So I'm gonna push play now. We can let you guys see.
And
so all of this is the property that we're
underneath that
looking
is
at.
a lot of rocks and dirt.
It's
if you imagine
actually
below the
quite-
trees and the grass, there's also rocks and dirt.
So come on, right there. Do you see where it's like there's a mowed part here in the corner that looks like a path? All of this land that we're looking at is like that because he had mowed several parts of it. And so now I'm going to just kind of click through these pictures so you can see.
I sent you 2 videos of it further down in the valley.
Okay, so this is down in the valley here, and in this picture, this is would be our property way over yonder here, neighbor's property.
This is actually not down in the valley. This is up on the ledge still. If you look to the right,
we're way up on the ledge. This is you can see if you look at these trees here. This is the tops of trees, so you can kind of get an idea of how tall those trees must be. And those aren't even at the bottom of the valley. So you can get an idea of how far down that really is. And we actually super liked this feature of the landscape because although we would have to use an access road, which there is one, to get down there, to mow it and gravel it, but there is one that was there. And so it won't be like having to do a whole new road. One of the things we liked about this is that it will help with sound, because all the houses that are nearby are up high on the level that we're taking those pictures from. And so again, this is the tops of the trees. This is down right here where this kind of white line is. There's a ledge that just drops straight down. You have to go down a road to even get there.
No, it's a steep hill. It's not just a drop. It's a steep hill.
Well, it's not traversable though. It's steep enough to not be traversable without using a road. So but yeah, so we liked the fact that it's down in the valley.
It looks like we had a super chat
from Toasty.
These ones here actually in the valley.
Thanks, Toasty.
Yeah.
Yay!
I'm not quite looking at that screen right now because I'm showing you guys pictures. But now this is the tree line back here where it looks like there's all these Christmas trees. This is the far edge of that property, and
that's the valley.
Beyond those,
the river,
beyond these trees is where the river is.
Yeah.
I mean, they could be Christmas trees.
A lot of us local people call those pine trees.
Well, yeah. Evergreen.
Morbid? I only have so many nerves. I mean, like one, and you're working on it. So
Like-
this.
A half of one.
Where's my horns?
So all of the neighbors, though, are distant enough that from the house, you can't really see their homes, which we also found to be very good because of sound. And we, you know, if we're having things.
So
Oh, yeah,
that's
here we go.
my goal is to make sure that my music's so that's how I know if I get loud enough, if I turn my music loud enough that they're playing, then it's a little too loud. But then that's when I know I've just turn it, then crank it back just a little bit. Okay.
That
So
shows you
all
the
of this.
steepness of the hill right there.
Yeah, all of this would be our land here. And the grass that you see there, actually, it is so high, it's waist high to Gunther, which
I know,
means it has to be at least 4 feet tall minimum.
Hang on.
And
I'm
then
going to tell
here
you,
was the
going
one.
straight out, going straight out into the grass out there. It's taller than 4 feet tall. It was coming up to my shoulders.
So
It was
see how now the thing that's cool about this is see where he's standing when he looks back at me. That which is me up there in that hideous blue sweatshirt that I love to wear, but that you can kind of see the angle there. But this levels out kind of on this mid-level. And one of the things that I really liked about this, now I don't think we have any video of it. So see how he's looking up at me, kind of his camera's angled up. You can sort of see the trail right here. But if you, on the far side of the property, if you keep going down the road and towards the access road where we would use to get all the way to the valley, you
right.
can see kind of where he is standing, it plateaus here. And so there's a mid-level plateau and it goes down one more time into the valley proper. And I loved this mid-level plateau because it's right about at the entrance where the access road is. So the idea would be that on this level is where we can set up booths for when people arrive to get their vendor packets or to get their tickets. They can buy them right there, and then they can descend into the whole magical area that is down below. I mean, this just everything about this property, just the ground was great. It was not super marshy, like the water table wasn't really high, making it really, really marshy. I don't know, just everything about this was awesome.
Ooh,
So,
and Cal Morbid, there's lots of goblin fruit for your friends there.
thank you, Max. Who's Max? Is Max?
Max is Toasty. Max T is Toasty.
Oh, Max T is Toasty. Okay, well, thank you, Toasty, for the super chat. That is awesome. Yeah, so that is basically what we're looking at going for, and we are probably going to take the next step forward here either tomorrow or the day after. And I'm excited, but I also am trying to not be excited because I don't want to have hopes be crushed, and you know how that can go. So there's just so much possibility. And a lot of the house has places where we can finish it or tear it up, and it should be.
We gotta talk to Tinker.
You know, yeah, Tinker actually lives right down the street from here, about I don't know, 30 minutes or so away.
Really?
So Tinker, yes, and Tinker has come with us before to look at properties and tell us what he thinks, and the fact that this is close and that he is, as he likes to say, licensed and bonded and very much knows about grass clippings, yard clippings,
Lawn clippings. Lawn
clippings, that's right. Lawn clippings. So, things that Tinker likes to sell, to give away, to barter with. I have these very unique, one of a kind, rare, soon to expire. Like these ones, you will never see them again after this year. Oh man! So that's
what we should do. Is actually get out there with Ion and Tinker. if we can.
We should do. Sorry, I was spacing out. I mean, completely spacing out. I
You
heard.
did not do that during your show. What's wrong with you?
Why don't we plan to do that after we proceed with the next step and see if things are working out?
Yeah.
I didn't even hear what this plan was, so I guess I'm like, yeah, go for the
I
plan.
had a sudden idea that
Hmm.
we should refer to this house in PL because it is bright yellow as the gingerbread house. So we could put gingerbread in the oven downstairs if we need to.
I mean,
And,
there's
you
a
know,
lot of gingers who are upset by this. You know that, right?
why? Because
'Cause
we
gingers
can't
aren't
cook
red, they're
people
yellow, they're red.
in the oven?
No, because gingers aren't yellow; they're red.
I'm not talking about gingers. I'm talking about the cooking the witch in the oven downstairs.
Was she a redhead?
Maybe.
What?
Leave the
What
poor
is wrong
witches
with
alone.
Red?
Witches have to eat too.
But because it's also yellow, that's why I was thinking. It looks like a gingerbread. It looks like a gingerbread cookie.
I mean,
Look,
The
things that
house-
witches eat are a renewable resource. Just ask the music box fairy. Yeah.
Well, some of the things that are good are that even though it's slightly out of our price range,
I am a toddler kid,
we
after all.
have had our human connection, the realtor, has looked into it and told us that she believes that we can bid lower than the asked for price. So that is a possible thing for the. I mean, it doesn't mean the gentleman will accept it, but it's something he could accept if he wanted to, as opposed to being stuck in a way that he couldn't, even if he wanted to. So that is a good thing. Another good thing is that it has apparently been for sale for quite some time and has not yet been picked up. So that is also a good sign in our favor. And also the address is my bloom day. It was meant to be.
I mean, sort of. Even the street address, even the street name.
That's what I'm saying. It was meant to
Really
be.
old?
And then, well, not older than you, Count Morbid. But you know what? I hope I look as good as you when I'm your age.
Hey, I'm just a few years younger.
How rude. Yes, just like that. So anyway, if you guys are ready to move on to doing articles, unless anybody has anything that they'd like to bring up. Oh, I have something I want to bring up.
You just brought up everything.
I didn't. No, the thing I wanted to bring up was Fairy Blossom Festival. So it's still on the board for happening July 17th, 18th, and 19th. Of course, we still will only be hypothetically in phase 3. So there's just our 50 tickets that are sold out. And we do have a waiting list, but the property that we'll be having it at would like for us to wear masks. And so I'm kind of wanting everybody to get a green or a purple mask for the wearing for Team Sealy or Unsealy. And I was just talking with Famous Dana about it earlier tonight, whether or not she would be willing to make masks for the buying, because I think it'd be pretty fun. Wear your court colors.
Yep, I actually looked it up, the actual store that I would be getting this fabric from. It does have actual open hours right now, and I'm so excited because I haven't been somewhere where I could get crafty things in ages.
We went to Michael's the other day, I think.
I did.
No, me and Marty did. And we started trying to buy the whole store. It was serious business.
So I'm excited by the prospect that I could actually go in and get the things that I need.
I feel like people have went into Michael's and started stockpiling for the next pandemic. not realizing
Who
that
would
this
do
way.
something like that? I don't even know what you're talking about.
Do they have
I'm not
toilet
saying
paper?
us. I'm saying people in general. And yes,
I just
You
think
know,
finger
the
paint.
other people.
that's right.
I just think finger paint for the 4-year-old. That's all.
That's
I
right.
think like Cash, it will be just fine and okay. I just think it would be a fun thing to do. It's not as if everybody has to. But dragonfly fabric sounds amazing and perfectly suited to you. So one other thing that I want to say before I move on to articles is the Favori Cycle program. If you are a member of our Patreon, then please go to our Patreon page and vote on the poll that is up right now. It is for the Favori Cycle program, and if you don't know what that is, this year we had resolved to collect all of the cans from Fairy Blossom Festival, cash them in, and give that cash money as a gift to whoever our patrons voted on as being the recipient of that gift. So since there was no Fairy Blossom, like at its normal time, and we've all been in quarantine since, I don't know, March, we've been saving cans and cans and cans and cans and cans for months. And we decided we were going to take all of those, cash them in, and we'll be getting the final total of that probably next week. So right now it's sitting at about $130, but that is probably going to more than double by the time we get our final total. So we have one more round of cans to cash in, and then that is the gift. So we've had 4 applicants, and you will see in the post if you go there, it is for patrons only. So you won't be able to see or vote on it unless you're one of our patrons. But you can read their rationale for why they would like to be chosen, and then you can vote at the bottom. And I would really encourage everybody to go use their power of voting and do the thing. So,
And if you want the power to vote, you can get on the Patreon.
that's true. You can get on the Patreon at any level at any time, and you too will have the power to vote. And you'll have the power to apply for next year as well. So since any current members of our Patreon are welcome to apply for that. And Count Morbid. You have to go onto the Patreon to vote, not into Facebook or YouTube.
I'm voting for articles.
For
That's
articles.
We haven't done it yet.
Oh.
All right, articles. We'll move on to that. So I don't know. I'm just really excited. Like all the things are starting to happen now, and festival is close. Even though we're gonna have to wear masks and everything will be crazy, I'm still very excited. Oh, if you would like to vote though, and you're not on our Patreon, you can definitely hop over to either here on YouTube, we have it in the community tab, or on the Fairy Blossom Twitter, on the Gilded Quill Twitter, or in Fae Hollow on Ye Old Book of Faces, what you would like to see as the official name for our fall festival, which is scheduled for September. Oops. So you can go, anybody can go vote on that. So very excited. Okay, here we go. News articles.
Toasty, she hasn't even told you the articles.
Right.
I know, he's being obnoxious.
Yeah,
Toasty,
Is Toasty voting before she even announces? Because that's crazy.
Yeah, totally.
Crazy
Toasty
knows
might just be
crazy
trying to
pretty good.
counteract you.
Yes, crazy knows crazy pretty good, doesn't he?
Oh, here we go. Sorry, I was looking for the title of this one. I'm reviewing all of them very quickly before I narrow it down to 2. Whoa. That one looked cool. Okay, let's see. And let's see. Oh, you guys are all like, oh, so quiet, just sitting here listening. Oh, this one looks kind of cool. Okay.
It's so soothing.
The sound of my dulcet tones. Here we go. 10 mythical creatures that actually existed. 10 mythical creatures that actually existed. And versus, let's see, Archaeologists in Turkey have uncovered a mysterious ancient kingdom lost in history. So if you would like to hear about the mysterious ancient kingdom, put number 2. If you would like to hear about the 10 mythical creatures that actually existed, put number 1. This is the timer, and it is going.
Did you just
Mostly
literally
because I like
bounce
to
around?
torture them more.
Did you literally just
What?
pick? Did you literally just pick the random articles? Like I had them next to each other.
Well, yes, I went through all of the titles, and then I picked 2 of the ones that I
He's like,
liked.
was like,
And now it's a super fight for you guys. I think we should play super fight. Can we do 1 round of super fight tonight? Can we? I really want to do super fight.
I don't.
Yeah.
Well, you know what we could do.
Come out here and bring me super fight.
I don't have super fighting.
No.
Pretty please with sugar on top. The timer's going. If you want to hear about mythical creatures, press number 1. If you want to hear about the thing in Turkey, press number 2. The kingdom in Turkey, press number 2. I think we've actually done this Siberian wolf before, wolf head. So I'm not. I know I've read that article before. I can't remember if we've done it here on the show.
Well, it was voted on and never actually received.
Well, we haven't ever voted on. Actually, I don't know. Have we? I don't know. Anyway, number 1 is. Yes. I reordered them. Number 1 is 10 mythical creatures that actually. Oh, the timer's up. Okay, what do we have? What have you guys voted for? Everybody except for Keegan voted for number 1.
Nope. No, even Toasty voted for number 1. So
I thought you said that
voted for
Toasty
2
was.
and then you voted for 1.
Oh, I thought you said though that Toasty was somebody else. I thought you said Toasty was Max T.
Yeah, that's his YouTube. Or
So
their
who's
YouTube.
Keegan?
Keegan is Toasty on Facebook.
Dude's got 6 names.
So you see, Fairy Princess Lolly, sometimes people...
Watching us in stereo.
Let it go.
So, Fairy Princess Lolly, sometimes people have more than 1 name. Sometimes more than 2 names.
I'm just saying, Fairy Princess Lolly, don't you have like 6?
No.
Hold on, let me get something that you've signed real quick. I'm sure I have something around here that has all 6 of your names on it.
All 6 of my names. I don't have
Mhm.
6 names. I might have 6
Toasty has many
titles, but I
people.
don't have 6 names.
Patina
Here we go. 10
Benevolent
mythical
Overlord.
creatures that actually existed. What?
And they like
You are lucky that I am a merciful evil overlord. I'm not an evil overlord. Okay, over the thousands of years, humanity has developed into the world-sprawling civilization that it is today. Stories of fantastic and mystical creatures, mythological creatures abound. Every civilization has its own version of everything from the boogeyman to dragons, and we still enjoy these mythological... You know what? If they actually existed, they're not mythological, are they? Creatures in movies and games like Dungeons and Dragons. Mm-hmm. You have to wonder, where did these creatures come from? I mean, you don't have to wonder, but you could wonder where these creatures came from in the first place. And why did they exist in different regions of the world where people never met one another? Well, presumably because those creatures were able to exist across more than one culture, I would think. Wow, this is a funny article. So, like most stories involving things too incredible to be true, every mythological creature or cryptid has its roots in something real. Whether it is a tall tale about something discovered in Australia or Central Africa, there's a good chance someone returned home with more than a few embellishments on what they actually saw. Everyone has a fish that got away story, and no matter what, it is a whopper. Sightings of mythological, I really thought that said beats, but it's beasts, are no different. Mythological beats, giant mythical beats. Let's see. Because of this penchant for people to embellish their stories, some mythological creatures truly do exist in nature. There's a reason dragons are found all over Europe and Asia, and the real creatures those beasts are based upon make a lot of sense when you stop to think about it for a moment. These 10 mythological beasts were based, at least in some ways, on animals that truly did exist. Here we go. Wait, do I have to click a button and go to the next? Oh, I do.
Yes, hit next.
Okay, I did hit next.
All right, now we wait.
Dick. Okay. The myth is that Moby Dick isn't a myth in the traditional sense of the word. And he's the bane of Captain Ahab's existence. Let's see. In the book by Herman Melville. Oh, Herman Melville? I totally thought Hemingway wrote Moby Dick. Oh,
You're thinking of Old Man in the Sea.
Yes, I am thinking of Old Man in the Sea, right.
Hemingway and Melville were about at least a century apart.
Still, the idea of a vengeful and vindictive whale has permeated the modern zeitgeist as the target of one's obsession, which is mythical in its own right. In reality, in 1820, Captain George Pollard Jr. was in command of the Essex when it was sunk by a whale. He survived and returned. He was given the two brothers to captain, but after 2 years, he crashed it on a coral reef and was thereafter determined to be unlucky at sea. Pollard's troubles came from an 85-foot albino sperm whale, which directly attacked and smashed into the ship. The whale returned to attack the vessel at greater speed, and the Essex began to take on water, leaving the men to flee. Pollard was away from the vessel when the attack occurred. Away from the vessel? What was he? In a dinghy off to the side or something? How are you away from the vessel when you're the captain of the ship
literally
at
how
sea?
they whale. Yes, that is literally how they whale. They're usually
You're in a dinghy
separate
off
boat.
the side trying to whale.
That's literally how they whale.
But
Yeah,
it didn't
not
say he was
wrong.
whaling. It didn't say he was whale. Just said a whale attacked his ship.
It just happens
Well,
to
anyway,
be
when you
that he's
return
out
from-
there
when
with
you're
those clothes up,
whaling.
wants to have dinner, you know.
Whales usually only attack your boat when you're whaling.
And not just screaming.
When he returned shortly after, the whale slammed into the vessel a second time. He saw his first mate, Owen Chase, who told him, "We have been stove by a whale." And with that, the legend that would become Moby Dick was born.
So Moby Dick was a sperm whale.
Okay.
Correct.
That's awesome. Great name.
I learned something new. Let's see.
Sperm whales eat giants.
It makes
Here we
sense
go.
for him.
Dire wolves. Aha. Everybody knows what a dire wolf is, right? Game of Thrones. Let's see. In games like Dungeons and Dragons or television series such as Game of Thrones, dire wolves have been depicted as gigantic wolves capable of easily taking down a large man. They are often described as vicious, hard to train, and efficient killers. But the myth of the dire wolf doesn't exactly line up to reality. Dire wolves, or Canis diurus, were real animals which went extinct around 9,500 years ago when the last major ice age came to an end. Dire wolves weren't gigantic monsters, but they were big animals. Most specimens that have been studied show the dire wolf to be about the same size as modern gray wolves. They weighed around 132 pounds and were capable predators. Their teeth were larger and had a better shear than modern cousins. They had the strongest bite force at the point of the canine of all Canis species. Oh, okay, at the point of the canine tooth. Got it. Okay. I wish it would have said tooth because, anyway. This made it possible for them to prey on horses, camels, mastodon, bisons, and humans living during the Ice Age. It's likely tales of their ferocity gave life to the mythological abilities of the animal, which persist today. Sadly, dire wolves are long gone, even if they still pop up in nightmares. What the heck is an emoogie?
That is an
Rodents
movie.
of unusual size? I don't think they exist.
Imugi are Korean dragons which resemble all forms of Chinese dragons. They are often depicted as long snake-like reptiles with 4 legs. Okay, I am having serious kitty trouble here.
If I was slightly faster on the beat, I might have said that emojis were little facial expressions that express emotion in text. But,
Right?
Imugi.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know what's happening here.
With
Here we
4
go.
legs.
Okay. Let's see. So the reality is that there were no such creatures in the fossil record. There is something similar called a Titan. Titanoboa was the largest snake to ever slither across have been found, indicating grow up to 40 feet. Holy smokes.
Like,
almost 13 and 2,500 pounds, or a small car.
it's like
Wow.
the snake out of the movie Anaconda.
It's almost impossible to imagine. It's highly unlikely that anyone in Korea would have ever seen the bones of a Titanoboa, as the creature's range was throughout the rainforest of what is now South America. They died around 58 million years ago, so the comparison between the myth and the reality is entirely coincidental. Like most dragon myths, the Imugi likely arose from ancient people who found bones belonging to extinct species. Korean findings that gave rise to the myth of dragons likely came from marine reptiles or dinosaur fossils. Additionally, tall tales spread about creatures like Imugi until they explode into mythological beasts.
I'll be a dragon.
Hurry up, thing. Now it's thinking, here we go, dragons.
Destroy it.
Dragons, one of the most pervasive creatures in all of mythology. They've been depicted in various ways throughout Europe, Asia, and Africa, with some of the earliest examples being that word that I can't pronounce from ancient Mesopotamia. I have to tell you guys something funny about I love the word Mesopotamia. So,
Is it better than Mesopotamia?
Ooh.
Is it what?
Better than
Are you going to ruin the joke?
Sorry.
No. I had a friend once.
Did they make bad dad jokes?
Book about something or other, maybe some archaeological thing, or I don't know what it was, but she had the book open, she was reading, and she talked about how something or another was found in the land of Mesopotamia. And I said, where? And she said, Mesopotamia. And I said, do you mean Mesopotamia? And I find this funny. And yes, she did mean that and was pronouncing it wrong. And it was so hilarious to me because I say things wrong like that all the time. And I feel like I rarely ever encounter anybody else who does. But then she said that she found it funny because she had had met some woman that was trying to communicate to her and had an accent. I don't know where the woman was from, but she was trying to describe to my friend the animals that hippopotamus, and just like she was pronouncing Mesopotamia, the hippopotamus, and she's like, oh, what? A hippopotamus. And I think it's hilarious when people do that, myself included. And so every time I see that, though, now I think about how the hippopotamus are from Mesopotamia. So even though they're not really. I mean, I guess maybe they were when all of the world was like Pangea, because then, well, sure, but the Nile is in North Africa, and North Africa would have been like turned inward for Pangea. So then it kind of would have all been like together
Yeah.
back then, and
Gotta
maybe
find a
hippos
different
were
word for
from there.
Pangea to pronounce it incorrectly. Pronounce
Is it not pronounced Pangea?
No, it is, but you should find a word that is pronounced incorrectly so that
Oh, to represent Pangea.
so the yes. I can't even. Nope.
So they can also it can be the hippopotamus from Mesopotamia on the continent of Pangea.
Yes. Yes.
Pangi. Let's see. So anyway, let's see. Every depiction, dragons, something around reality. There is a scholarly consensus regarding how cultures
Ooh.
all over the world came up with dragons.
That's a good one.
Sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, Toasty said, hip hop a pot o moose.
Hippopotamus.
That's
Now I feel like there needs to be a mashup of
Oh, yeah,
this
that's
animal.
right.
No, that's the hip hopopotamus.
Hip hop.
The hip hopopotamus and the rhinoceros.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. I'm the hip hopopotamus. My rhymes are bottomless.
No.
Hey,
So
the
let's see,
karaoke library.
Yeah.
When we get to do karaoke again.
When we get to do karaoke again, I'm gonna have Fet's Vet memorized, and I'm doing it.
We don't have it, but we can't get it for karaoke.
What?
Not legally.
What?
Dead serious.
I will go talk to MC Chris. I will get this done.
The human world and all of their legalities.
I have already messaged him. He's
Why?
actually friends with me on Facebook.
MC Chris was a girl.
No,
Nope.
he's not. I showed you a picture of the woolly man.
You did?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Oh.
Whatever.
I have sent him a few messages on Facebook about it. So
fine, I'm skipping dragons. I'm moving on. Whatever. There's no consensus, and dragons are probably real. Rocks. The rock is an enormous bird of prey found in mythology, originating in the Middle East. The giant bird was popularized in very originating. Yes.
Originating.
The giant bird was popularized in various fairy tales and folklore from the region. And it was? Now I want to find these fairy tales. And there's a rock in 1001 Arabian Nights. Let's see. Marco Polo, huh? Recounted his identification of a rock in the 13th century. It was for all the world like an eagle, but one indeed of enormous size, so big in fact that its quills were 12 paces long and thick in proportion, and it is so strong that it will seize an elephant in its talons and carry him into the air and drop him so that he is smashed to pieces. Having so killed him, the bird swoops down on him and eats him at leisure.
The eagles, Gandalf.
The rock, it has been as it has been described.
I really thought I thought
the eagles.
Yeah. I thought that was yeah.
That hit rock bottom.
Swoops. No, that joke was rock bottom. Oh man. Okay. The rock, as it has been described, could not smell what was being cooked.
Was he a kid?
That's because it likely didn't exist.
It was beaten by paper.
Snort. I heard the snort.
No, see, the problem was
they named it Kid.
people thought it was a really
kid rock.
People thought it was a really large bird because it had picked up an elephant in its beak or its claws. but they didn't realize it was just a very tiny elephant.
I just thought it gave the bird the people's elbow and it was over.
Here they thought it was very far away, but it was up close.
Yes,
Get between it and a hard space.
and it didn't give the bird the people's elbow because the bird is the rock.
Stole the move.
Its real name is Dwayne.
Let's see. So there are birds that could have given rise to the myth. One such creature was the elephant bird of Madagascar. Though the myth could have easily been born. No, not a meta hoo-ha. No. Been born by sailors.
Hoo-ha, Ascar. I'm quoting the movie Madagascar.
By sailors' accounts of large eagles capable of carrying off a newborn lamb. I mean, that's a pretty big bird if you think about it. Maybe they just thought.
Can you tell me how to get to Sesame Street?
It's the way. It's 2 streets south of Avenue Q.
Madagascar. Thank you, Toasty.
Let's talk about mascara.
You guys, I just don't want to do this anymore. I really, really want to play Super Fight. Can we play Super Fight, please?
No.
Let's play Super Fight.
I have no idea whatsoever what that is.
Griffins
I have not
played
Super
and
Fight
dragons.
in
Oh my.
years.
You
Lolly, why did you ask me to make sure I had my ugly mug?
What?
Because I wanted to remind people that we are collecting funds and we have now $6 collected toward getting you a non-ugly mug since you had the ugliest of mugs on the show.
Oh, I got an ugly mug.
So,
It's ugly.
I mean, ugly mug. Gunther had the ugliest mug and he needs it. He needs
And his cup
funds
needs help too.
in order to get a makeover. And his cup needs help too.
That's why I have all the hair to hide the mug.
His mug needs a makeover. Okay, so Ion, 1 vote for Super Fight. Gunther does not want to play Super Fight. Do you want to play Super Fight, DJ Trishy?
I have never played Super Fight.
And how about you, Famous Dana? Do you want to play Super Fight?
I don't care either way. I'd rather watch. I think that's always a fun thing to watch.
I think only you two want to play Super Fight, to be honest.
Well,
There are
DJ
some
Trishy said
pretty
she's never played,
extreme
and
things.
Famous Dana. And what about people in the audience? Does anybody want to play Super Fight with us? 1 round. We'll just try 1 round. It's so fun. Do you guys know how to play Super Fight? This is Super Fight. Super Fight.
I don't like fun.
Okay. Just remind me how it goes, will you, Ion?
So in Super Fight, there are 2 entities that are going to be created randomly with the cards. And we're going to argue about who would win in a fight.
Yes. Okay, but
So-
I'm trying to remember which cards to draw and how many of each. Let's see.
It's 1 white, 1 and 2 black, or the other way around. I forget which. It's 1 of the types and 2 of the modifiers. I forget which colors. And
1 of the types and 2 of the modifiers. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's how we do. We do 2 of the types and no, 1 of the types and 2 of the modifiers.
You need 2 types and 4 modifiers, but 2 modifiers go with each type.
Toasty says he would love to play.
Okay, here we go. These 2 things get in a fight with each other. Which one of them wins? So I'm going to draw them here. Here they are. So 1 and 2, 1 and 2. There, 1 and 2. Okay, and now I'm drawing the modifiers. 1. Okay. So combatant. Combatant number 1 is Forrest Gump. So Forrest Gump is combatant number 1, and he screams names of attacks before using them, and with long metal claws that pop out of his hands. Okay, that is combatant number 1. Forrest Gump, who screams names of attacks before using them with long metal claws that pop out of his hands. Combatant number 2 is Hannibal on stilts, 100 stories tall. So between these two, it doesn't say, it just says Hannibal. And so between these two, if you think that Forrest Gump, who screams names of attacks before using them with long metal claws that pop out of his hands, would win in a fight against Hannibal on stilts, 100 stories tall, Forrest Gump is number 1, Hannibal is number 2. But
it kind of matters which Hannibal. I can think of 3.
Right? I mean, we've got historical Hannibal, we've got Hannibal Lecter, and we've got Hannibal from the A-Team.
Yes,
but
clearly the
Hannibal's living though, right? Like this
like
guy is all about a box of chocolates, and none of the Hannibals, all of them are destroyers, like in some way, shape, or form.
No, if we are going with George Papard, he's getting like everybody else involved.
I mean, I just feel like the Hannibal is gonna win. All of them are geniuses, right? And then there's Forrest Gump. And not only that, Forrest Gump does the screaming version of telegraphing your move, right? So he's coming at you and he's like, I'm gonna punch you! And that's basically like
we call that Pokemon style.
Haymaker, right?
But again, Forrest Gump wouldn't actually do that because Forrest Gump is too kind.
But here they're forced to fight.
That because here, this is how Forrest Gump fights.
But
that's what I'm saying.
So
Forrest Gump could attack the stilts.
Forrest Gump is a Congressional Medal of Honor winner.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, but even if he attacks the stilts, the thing is that it's not even an effective attack. So what's he gonna do? He's gonna be like, I'm attacking the stilts. Like he lets you know before it happens.
Yeah, because
but your story is high. You can't hear it.
How much time do you think you have on stilts? I mean, you think you can dodge nimbly out of the way on stilts?
Especially when
we see it fall over.
The stilts, man.
How tall are the stilts?
I'm not sure how well Forrest can run.
Forrest is really fast at running.
He can run really well.
And he ran across the country like 7 times.
I've never seen Forrest Gump. I don't know
He got
this.
the football scholarship in track because of running. Run, Forrest, run. It's like a quote from the movie. Run, Forrest, run. You figure if they mention it twice, he might be good at it.
And also, he was a world ping pong champion.
He was clearly a master athlete. He ran.
So you actually think Forrest Gump is going to win against Hannibal?
Because it is so easy to fall over on stilts.
In
Again,
fact, the fairy Princess Ollie has not seen Forrest Gump.
Calm
down. He runs a lot. He carries Lieutenant Dan.
Right.
That's true.
He would knock Hannibal down and then pull him out of the battle.
And tell him to stay there. I was going to say, Lieutenant Dan lost his legs because of Forrest Gump. You don't think it'll happen to Hannibal?
That is a very convincing argument, Count Morbid.
I think you just won that one. Next round.
I think you may have
the guy sells a small boating vessel through like a tropical hurricane thunderstorm tornado thing.
To become the head of Bubba Gum Shrimp Company.
Here we go. Number 1 is Forrest Gump. Number 2 is Hannibal. The timer is going. So I'm laughing. Let's see. We have a Forrest can run, and 100-foot stilts or 100-story stilts also move real slow. They should be easy to take down before. So that's Sabina's opinion. And let's see.
Wait. So how tall were the stilts?
100 stories tall, not 100 feet, 100 stories, which means they're actually probably about 1,000 feet. A story is about 10 feet. So if it's 100 stories, then that makes it what, 10,000 feet?
It's a
Is that
long
right?
way to
Wait,
crawl.
If Forrest Gump, it does. It
Is
doesn't
it Hannibal
matter if
is that
Forrest Gump
tall
is
or
calling out his
the stilts are
attacks
that tall?
beforehand because Hannibal can't freaking
Hear
hear
him.
them.
That's what I'm saying. You can't hear him from 100 stories up.
He's not.
Just
Oh, man.
push him over.
He's just out there with his long metal claws hacking at the legs.
That's
And
what I'm
just
saying.
Hannibal's just
Wouldn't
going
even know
down.
there's a
down.
guy up there.
I mean, maybe there
That's
isn't.
all they're telling him at this point. Is just yelling at for hack, Forrest, hack.
I mean, just to give you an idea, though,
Sweep the leg.
in downtown Emerald City, what is now, I think, called the Bank of America Tower,
Oh, the
that
old
is a
building.
73-story tall building. It's the tallest building in the city, 73 stories. So we're talking another 27 stories on top of that. So maybe like something in Dubai. I don't
Yeah, I
know.
thought it was that
Very,
building.
very tall. Oh, the timer is out, and I don't think there are any votes for Hannibal. Hannibal, you lose. You have no votes. Forrest Gump wins this battle. All right, guys. Shall we do another round? Because that was fun. Tell me that was not fun.
It was
It was
not
pretty
fun.
100 stories is less than the Empire State Building. So
Yet more than the Bank of America Tower. Okay, here we go. So I am not doing that one. How did I even draw it twice? Okay, here we go.
You just put the cards back on the top of the deck.
I don't even know. I'm just trying to get some things. Okay, here we go. This fight is going to be between Homer, who is narcoleptic and armed with a cattle prod.
yeah, but what are his modifier cards?
Which Homer?
What are his modifier cards?
Which Homer?
It doesn't say. And so if it doesn't
Do-
say,
do you
then
want-
it's basically whoever we decide. And so let's see. Homer, who is narcoleptic and armed with a cattle prod, versus my significant other, 50 of them, and they can turn into any vehicle. Awesome.
So at
I
least
did
again, at least
I
on
did
the
Army of
first one, I'm still like,
Transformers.
which Homer?
Well, we could be Homer, the poet, or Homer Simpson. I mean,
The blind poet or the idiot who can't work in the nuclear factory very well?
that basically is it. Or versus 50 of an army of Transformers.
50 Transformers for the win.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah, there's no.
Okay.
I mean, either way, he's not going to see it coming.
The timer goes. Yes. Yeah. I just don't know. I just don't know.
In Homer's defense, to argue the opposite, Homer did have the Simpsons. Homer did in fact have a career being shot by cannonballs, so he is quite resilient.
That's true.
So perhaps he'd be tougher to take down. It depends how much McDuff he's had.
He's also armed with a cattle prod.
I mean, what's that gonna do?
He's going to turn it around on himself.
He's gonna walk around and zap the cat, zap the dog, zap the neighbor.
Zap the
There is a
kid.
good point from the audience, which is that Homer Simpson has survived a lot of really weird things, and he does work in a nuclear plant. Maybe he's just
And
hard
he's
to
also
kill.
been an astronaut.
Homer Simpson was an astronaut.
He
And he's
did
walked
it
out
in
with
space.
Rolling Stones. Like Homer is the cartoon version of Forrest Gump. Just saying.
Oh no! No!
No.
I mean,
Not
except for
even.
the other
Homer
run.
was not the kind of elite athlete Forrest was.
I mean, unless by lead
Not even-
athlete,
not even
you know, beer drinking, potato chip eating.
Well, you know,
Yeah, I'm still
Homer
going with
is a good friend with Spider Pig.
Okay, what is the best vehicle to turn into?
To beat Homer.
Yeah.
Donut truck. Your truck. Food truck. Food truck.
The voodoo donut truck.
But donut truck followed by one of those portable chippers.
and
A wood chipper.
Wow, and I was just over here thinking I just wanted to see some
And
kind of
enough beer
transformer
truck.
version of like Furiosa Semi from Fury Road.
Nope, donut truck.
that- Donut truck. Man, I think you've got it. That's great. I mean, does anybody
And Duff
know
beer. A Duff beer semi.
A Duff
a
beer.
Duff beer semi? Oh my goodness. 50
Would be
food
called
trucks. 50 donut food trucks.
Optimus Ale. Optimus beer.
But wouldn't they give away the fact that they're Transformers with the sounds? Of
Oh no. No.
You think Homer's gonna notice?
Beer's opening.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to cough in your ear.
He works in a nuclear power plant. I'm sure he hears those kinds of noises all the time.
And ignores it.
Timer's up.
That
Put your
endures
votes in.
them.
One for Homer, 2 for my significant, 50 of my significant others who can turn into any vehicle. I have a lot of significant others. Yes, let's hear it. Okay, who's voting for Homer? Anybody? Are there any votes for Homer?
Oh no. Nope.
1.
0 votes for Homer. You lose. And like 50 Optimus Prime food trucks. Optimus Voodoo Donut food trucks.
At least one Duff
Yes,
beer
voodoo
truck.
donut. Definitely voodoo donut.
Okay.
There was a voodoo donut food truck that stopped by Furlandia last year. That was fantastic.
I suddenly got this vision of Homer picking up a truck and going.
You know, he might do that too.
Crazy.
Chewing on a tire. No, is the truck made of donuts?
Okay. Oh man, this one is weird and kind of funny. Okay. So round 3. Gunther, chop. Look into it, man. Look into it. Okay, this battle is between everyone at Burning Man. I think I'm supposed to draw an extra card here. I've never seen this before. Oh, this is awesome. Okay, so it says draw a character card as your 500-pound pet. So I think that I think what I'm supposed to have is everyone at Burning Man carrying a baby with a 500-pound Willy Wonka is how I think. And then versus Mike Tyson, who has no bones and is agoraphobic.
What? Yeah, no.
No, I'll tell you. It's what they say. It's what the cards say.
Well, at least they're. That's.
So I have to say Mike Tyson loses here. Because not having bones is a serious problem.
Right. I mean, even
does he still have his
enough.
He still have his
Listen,
He doesn't like.
Does Mike
He
Tyson
doesn't
still
like
have his loyal
crowds.
army of attack pigeons?
He's afraid of crowds.
I'm just saying, man, if he has no bones, he's not going to break anything if he gets hit.
Yeah,
No, it
but
doesn't mean he's it doesn't mean that he's afraid of sweaters.
No, but he's agoraphobic, and it's versus everyone at Burning Man. I mean,
Yeah, I know.
But let's face it, only 3 people at Burning Man matter at any time.
Right.
Okay. How many of you have beaten Mike Tyson at Mike Tyson Punch Out?
I have.
How did you
But-
beat him? How many times did it take for you to do it?
Look, he doesn't even have any teeth to bite an ear off with. Okay.
No, the answer to that question. How many times?
yeah, but he'd give you a pretty good gummer.
Very proficiently. It wasn't like I did it once and that was the end of it. I did it over and over and over, and I was very good at it.
So, how long did it take you to do that?
I don't know.
Well,
It was more years ago than I can count. And I can count a lot of years.
Can you?
It took me like as long ago as count like this took place as long ago as Count Morbid is old.
Yes, like I said, Sabine, it doesn't mean that he's afraid of sweaters.
Furthermore,
I don't
As opposed to
agoraphobic doesn't
agoraphobic.
what?
No, it's like he's afraid of crowds as opposed to sweaters. It's not angoraphobic.
Yeah, but yes.
Furthermore, Willy Wonka has lots of resources to aid the baby
Right.
wielding crowd.
Oompa Loompas?
I
You've got all the Oompa Loompas?
All the Oompa Loompas.
Like, he's going to kill Mike Tyson with bad singing. It's going to happen.
Well, Mike Tyson's surely going to break one of the rules, like
Or buy
touch
the
the
Oompa Loompas
ceiling, or eat something he wasn't supposed to eat, or get stuck in the chocolate river.
I was gonna say, better Mike Tyson.
The timer goes.
Bites people. I'd worry about anything in a chocolate packet.
Let's see.
Oh.
So here we go. Agoraphobia has been defined for us by Sabina as extreme or irrational fear of entering open or crowded places, of leaving one's own home, or of being in places from which escape is difficult. As per Uncle Google.
He doesn't have any bones either, so.
I guess that's a good thing he doesn't want to go.
Escape is always difficult without a grade.
Escape is always difficult. No matter where. This guy, he's doomed. That's terrible. What a horrible combo. So who wins this fight, guys? Number 1 for everybody at Burning Man. Number 2 for Mike Tyson.
2.
Oh, well, shut up. You do not actually think that. Wait, what did you say, Famous Dana? What do you say, DJ Trishy?
Number 1.
Yeah.
Well, it's a fantastic plastic pizza I've been given.
What do you say, Ion?
I'm going to give it
Did
to
the pizza just go down your?
Burning Man with the cadre of Willy Wonkas.
Yes. What do you
What do
think,
you
Gunther?
I don't even think you need the 50 guys from Burning Man. The freaking Willy Wonka pet wins on its own.
Right? I actually kind of want a 500-pound Willy Wonka pet. That just sounds amazing. Oompa Loompa Doopity Dee. Yes. If you are wise, you'll listen to me.
What do you get when you have no bones and all you want is to go home? A mama baby.
I'm on a baby. Oh my god. Okay. 9:15. We can do another one.
Eh,
What? Who made that sound? One more. One more.
The famous Gaby roll has given me a pizza.
He's not crying.
Okay.
No,
Did you
he
eat
is
it?
not.
This one. Okay. So contestant number 1 is Frankenstein riding a war elephant who is a tween versus a secret agent with a venomous bite that lays exploding eggs. I mean, is it Yoshi? What is it? I don't know.
wait, does it lay the eggs when it bites people, or?
I don't know. It just says it has a venomous bite and it lays exploding eggs. See, I'll show you.
I'm going with what it plays people, much like the face huggers.
I don't know how
Versus-
this works.
Versus a tween Frankenstein riding a war elephant.
Wait, is war elephant a tween or is Frankenstein a tween?
Oh,
I
well,
thought
the
the
order that
elephant was the tween.
that was the order that they came in. So I guess that I should keep them in that order. And you're right. And the elephant is the tween. Frankenstein. But I thought
No,
the cards were the
Frankenstein.
modifiers to the person.
So Frankenstein.
Yeah, Frankenstein is the
Okay,
tween. 'Cause the
Frankenstein.
Then change the order of the cards.
well, okay, so that it makes sense to you. Okay, here you go. There.
Yes, so
That
it makes sense. So that this
Oh.
sentence makes sense. Yes.
There we go.
So Frankenstein is a tween riding a war elephant.
Versus secret agent with a venomous bite that lays exploding eggs.
Okay, so the second one's going to win because a tween just never gets off their phone nor pays attention.
Well, I mean, it's still a murder tween.
It doesn't make sense.
And
Right?
on a war elephant. No, I mean, okay. Here's how I break it down. The first one has more raw power.
I agree.
The Frankenstein on a war elephant has overall more power. You know, strength.
But it has no drive.
But
Other than
also,
being
it's a
very
tween.
good.
Shut.
Okay.
I'm making a point here. Yeah. So
Okay.
the team 1 has more power. Team 2 has more experience and possibly sneaky deadly stuff.
And smarts.
The secret agent with the venomous
Yeah,
bite.
smart.
That
I mean, I put under experience for this, but yeah.
Well, and also I'm putting stealth, right? Because I sort of feel like what we're talking about here is those big giant things in Star Wars, and then the little ships that fly around their legs and trip them up, right?
We're talking
Like
about
one of the-
AT-ATs.
Yes, and one of them has
And
raw
aliens.
power, and the other one is more stealthy and has a venomous bite. And so it can, like, if it has a venomous bite, it can get to the elephant. Elephants hate what?
Oh yeah, Frankenstein was the doctor, not the monster.
You know what?
Yeah.
That's actually true.
You're not
She's
wrong.
right.
I
That's
think
No, Tosi.
She's
Then
true.
this is-
Frankenstein
then
wasn't
this
a
is a-
doctor. It was Frankenstein's monster is
Well-
what was cool.
look. I've talked to the monster. He doesn't mind if you call him Frankenstein.
Okay.
But also, we're on speed dial. It's a thing.
I
But
mean,
also,
I don't mind if you call me Frankenstein
no,
either. You want to
I'm still stuck on describing the war elephant as being like from the at from Empire Strikes Back, when you could just say the war elephant from like Lord of the Rings, Return of the King.
Yeah.
Still
I'm
only
with
still only counts as one.
Still only
Or-
counts as one. You're right.
That's, but that war elephant was
Again, if we're talking about
taken down by a
We
wee guy with
lost-
an arrow and a bow. No.
yeah, but this is clearly if we're going with Frankenstein the scientist rather than the monster formerly known as Frankenstein, if we're talking about the scientist, it's probably already an undead elephant.
I'm just trying to say, I think that there's a movie called Assassin's Creed, but not, War Elephant Stomp, for a reason. Because secret agents win the day. That's
And
what
so-
stealth is all about.
Also, you've got a tween on a war elephant. It doesn't matter how powerful the tween is. It doesn't matter how smart they are. They're going to go, oh, squirrel. And it's that war elephant
Actually-
going to be off that way.
Quick, let me do my rendition of a tween on a
Now
war
there-
elephant.
now there are
Hey, guys!
squirrels?
Yeah. See? I'm on a war elephant.
Check it out!
Okay, first off, I don't know why we're assuming that like a tween on a war elephant has a cell phone, because throughout history there have been very many murderous 12-year-olds.
Yes, right. Yes. And you know what? Riding war elephants. And I mean, I don't even. So, okay. So I'm just
Look,
thinking
if
to
we were
myself,
talking
because
about my
tween on a war
12-year-old
elephant is
nephew,
the.
I would.
All right. Number one is the vote for Frankenstein, who is a tween on a war elephant. And number two is for the secret agent that is venomous and lays eggs. What's at the door? Oh my gosh.
I'm going to
I'm really scared now. I heard a very, very loud pounding on the door. Okay. What do you vote for, Ion? Do you vote for Frankenstein or for the secret agent?
I think that with Frankenstein being the doctor, that is great.
I don't hear any.
I've got-
I didn't hear anything you just said. Like none of it.
I think with it being
No, I like-
Dr. Frankenstein.
Test your mic, maybe. Are you guys hearing him?
I'm
Only
hearing
through
him.
your voice.
Yeah.
That's so weird. Oh, well, who do you vote for, Trish?
I'm probably gonna have to go with the secret agent.
Secret agent? Famous
Just
Dana?
because I've raised enough smart tweens, even if they are psychotic.
Secret agent man. That song popped in my head. I can't get it out now. That one wins.
Can you
Count
hear me
Morbid?
now?
Woo!
Yes, I can hear you now.
Squirrel. Squirrel.
Squirrel.
Okay, and we have 1 vote for Frankenstein. Toasty voted for Frankenstein. I'm casting my vote for the secret agent. I'm sorry. I think that's the purpose of secret agents, is to, be backdoorish. Let's see. So
Purpose of war elephants is to squish all the enemies.
Gunther,
But when
what's your vote?
They lay exploding eggs. You try to squish that,
Exactly.
boom.
There goes the war elephant, or at least his foot.
What happened?
Well,
And then it's knee.
war
then his
elephant
shoulder.
stepped on an exploding
then
egg.
And then it goes, wow, strange things are afoot.
Yeah, strange things don't have any foots.
You'll never forget.
There's junk in my trunk.
Oh,
A venomous bite, apparently.
Oh man, this is bad. Okay, you guys. Well, I don't know what came through the door, but it seems like it has a good and delicious smell to it. And so that indicates to me that it is time. This was our last round. It is time to go. I want to make sure I put the cards back right. Okay, so thank you everybody for joining us tonight. And I had great fun. No, I can't even know which direction this is supposed to go. Which direction? Here we go. Don't have the hiccups. That's terrible. And the hiccups should be destroyed. So, anyway, we're on Wednesday. We will be having author reads here on Friday, as far as I know, and as long as the interwebs hold out. And then, of course, on Saturday, we have our next Hedge Chronicles gathering on Discord in the Hedge. Please join us for that if you want. The links for all of those are in the low bar. On Sunday, we will have
That's not this
handmade home
Saturday.
shopping.
That's
It
not this
isn't, because this Saturday's the 4th. Happy 4th, everybody! Next Saturday. I'm so sorry. We decided to skip this Saturday because of the 4th. But we will be here on Sunday for handmade home shopping on the 5th. So, yes. And so have a good night, everybody, and we will
Nobody
be
blow
here
up your hands. And
Fireworks.
next week. Yes, fireworks. Keep all your fingers. Bye.
Bye.
I'm pressing the button.
Yay,
I'm pressing the button.
Bye.
I pressed it. I know. I'm waiting.
You
I pressed
pressed
it.
it.
I pressed